Hi dear parents, welcome back to another math hour. Today I'm going to show you how to write an inequality in interval notation and set builder notation. Two very important skills for kids to know. Let me first tell you what an interval notation is. Basically, an interval consists of two symbols. You have parentheses and you've got brackets. Okay? Now, when we talk about inequality, for example, an inequality like x is less than or equal to 2, for example, that's an inequality. When you talk about interval notations, this parentheses over here, when you write a parentheses, this means that x, or whatever the variable is not equal to the number. Okay? So for example, if you had something like x is less than 2, for example, then you know that x is not equal to 2. So whenever you put 2 somewhere in your interval notations, you're going to have to put the parentheses next to it, either if it's in the front or if it's in the back, which I'll show you how to do later on. The point is, whenever you see a parentheses next to the number, it means that the x, in this case x, is not equal to that number. On the opposite side is the brackets. When you have a number surrounded by a bracket, for example, if 2 has a bracket in front of it, or if 2 has a bracket at the end of it, that means x, or whatever the variable is equal to the number 2. Okay? That's the most important thing to remember. Parentheses means x is not equal to the number, and brackets means x is equal to the number. All right? Let me show you this with a quick little example. All right, let's do it right now. Let's take, for example, x is less than equal to 3. And I would like to write this in interval notation form. Now, how do I do this? To do this, I need to know what is the smallest number in this inequality. In other words, what is the smallest number x can be? I know that x is less than and equal to 3. That means x is definitely smaller than 3. X can be 2, x can be 0, x can be minus 10, x can be minus 1,000, x can be minus 1,000,000, and so on. That means that my smallest number has got to be minus infinity, because x is a number that's smaller than 3. And the smallest number we can go to is negative infinity. And since you have negative infinity, which is a number which you can never ever reach, you got to put a parentheses in front of it, because x can never equal minus infinity. You see that? Now, we need the biggest number x can be. What's the limit? What's the border? Well, we know that x is less than, but it's also equal to 3. That means our limit or border number is 3. And since x is equal to 3, you put a bracket. And there we go. That is our interval notation for x less than or equal to 3. Let's try another one. How about x is greater than, how about minus 7? Okay. Same thing over here again. We need to know what is the smallest number x can be. We know that x is greater than minus 7. So x is bigger than minus 7. It can be minus 5, 1, 10, 15, 72, 1,000,000, and so on. So we know that the smallest number x can be is this right over here, minus 7. That's the smallest number. That's the border number that x starts from. Now, what do I put over here, parentheses or brackets? Since there's no equal sign over here, you got to put a parentheses. There we go. Minus 7 is our starting number, comma. So what's the maximum number, the biggest number x can be? Well, since x is bigger than minus 7 and the maximum possible number is infinity, positive infinity. And if you remember, infinity is a number you can never equal, so you got to put a parentheses around it. And there we go. We have our interval notation right over here. Let's try one more. How about minus 9 is less than or equal to x, which is less than 4, for example. Now this, believe it or not, is easy enough, because this kind of inequality already tells us our smallest number and our biggest number. taking a look at this, x is greater than and equal to minus 9. So we already know that minus 9 is our smallest number over here because x is bigger than minus 9. And since x is equal to minus 9, we must put a bracket. You guys see that? We're just going backwards. X is greater than and equal to minus 9. I'm just going backwards. And now let's go forwards. X is less than 4. 4 is my limit. 4 is my border. And since x is only less than 4 and not equal to 4, I gotta put a parentheses around it. And there we go. We got the interval notation right there. This is how you find the interval notation. It's pretty straightforward. You just need to remember parentheses means x is not equal to that number, and bracket means x is equal to the number. Now let me go quickly to the next one, set builder notation. Let me delete all this. It's pretty straightforward. Now for set builder notation, there is something we need to remember, we need to learn. That's the set builder notation looks like this. You have a brace, and in this brace you have x, and then you have this line, and then you have the whatever the inequality is over here, the inequality that you're dealing with in this case, okay? And this particular line, by the way, has a name, and that name is such that. That's what this line means. That means x is a number such that, and then it follows up with the inequality. Let me show you the example right now, just to make it clear. Let me write 2, 8. Let me write this as a set builder notation form. So I'm going to start off my brace, my x, my line, which means such that. So x is a number such that, and now I need to write the inequality that represents 2 and 8. Well, I know that x has to be between these two numbers because we have a smallest number, we got the bigger number. So I'm going to put the x right over here in the middle. And I know that x is bigger than 2, so I'm going to put the greater than sign. And I know that there's a parenthesis here, so x is not equal to 2. So I'll just put x greater than 2. You see that? Backwards. We're going backwards here. Now, let's go forwards now. X is smaller than 8, so x is less than 8. And since there's a parenthesis over here, that means x is not equal to 8. And that's it. And that is how you write your set builder notation form. Let's try one more example. How about, let's do about minus infinity, comma, minus 4, bracket. Okay, I'm going to write this interval over here as a set builder notation. So again, with my brace, x is a number such that, and now I need to convert this into an inequality. So let's see, I know that I only have one number, so there's no x in the middle. That means x has to start from over here. Now, let's see, is x getting bigger or small over here? It looks like I'm going to negative infinity, and it looks like minus 4 is my last number here. So that means x is definitely smaller than minus 4, because I'm going to minus infinity. So that means all the numbers smaller than minus 4. Now I need to also check over here, is x equal to minus 4? There's a bracket over here. That means x is also equal to minus 4. And there we go. We have got our interval notation. Okay, sorry, we got the set notation set up. And basically that's how you do it. That's all you have to do. We're just going backwards and reverse, and we're just using some terminology over here that you need to know for set notation. You need these braces over here, and you need this line, which is called such that. And you just simply go backwards and reverse the numbers, and you turn them into their inequalities, respective inequalities. And there you go, kids. That is how you write an inequality, interval notation style, and set builder notation style. Thank you.